So I'm going to have us start today sitting in rock pose. And if your knees are not able to do this, then it would be good to roll up a towel and put it in the crack of your knees. And if you still can't sit like this, then sit cross-legged. Okay, taking advantage of Rod not being here to do the knee stuff. Okay, so just let your hands rest in your lap, however that feels good to you, and let the eyes close. Just check in with the alignment of your spine. Oftentimes, we might need to pull the head back because it likes to lead the way in the world and be in front of the heart. So if that's true for you, you can just draw it back, line it up more over the hips. And you might see if you can feel the tailbone releasing down, letting the belly relax, shoulders drop. And then we'll start to slow the breathing down. Breathing belly, ribs, chest. You can imagine that while the breath comes in from bottom to top, and that it goes out from top to bottom. And I like to picture the breath coming up the front of the body and going down the back of the body. So that helps those shoulder blades soften down and the sacrum release. And then we'll have the palms facing down on the legs. And inhale and draw the hands toward the hip creases. Send the elbows back, the chest forward, and the eyes up. And then exhale, hands toward the knees, rounding the back, tucking the chin, pulling the belly in. And then just moving like this, taking however much time the inhale and the exhale need to be complete. Okay, now in the next inhale, we'll lift and reach the arms up. And exhale, come back down, bringing the hands to the floor. Inhale, press into the hands, lift the hips, drop the head back. Exhale, hips down, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, hips. Exhale, child's pose. And then continue like that at your own pace. The modification, if you want, is you don't have to come up off your heels on that first in-breath. You can just lift your arms if for any reason you don't want to stand on your knees. So hopefully your breath is slow and controlled and long, and you're just doing one movement per half breath. And the next time you come into the position with your hands on the ground behind you and your hips up, we'll stay there. And then push into the tops of the feet and try to get your hips to come higher and more forward. And really emphasize the breathing up into the chest. See if the ribs can expand, really make use of this open space and fill the lungs. And release down, come forward into child's pose. And then we still have a big open space to breathe into in the back body. So take the time to fill those back ribs. Softening into your exhale. And then bring the hands onto the shoulders, press into them, lift yourself up. Take the arms out in front. Inhale up. Exhale, sit down to one side. And then inhale up. And the arms go in the opposite direction of the hips. These are called hip overs. So maybe you can also feel how your abs need to work. And just one more. Good. And then just stay there and swing your legs around. Flex your feet. Engage your legs. Sit up tall. Really press the thighs down and the heels out. Good. And then take the arms up. And the more you engage your feet and legs, the easier this is. Pull the shoulders down. That's fine. You can rest the arms. I love seeing people doing what their body needs rather than what I say. That's the best yoga there is. Really, we're just here to listen to our bodies and try to nourish them. So anything I say doesn't work for you, please do always change it. Okay, so now we're going to start using the abs. I'm going to slowly lower down on an exhale. And then once the hands come down, bring them by your side. Inhale. Exhale, push down into the heels, lift the head, tuck the chin, reach your arms forward, and come up just to sitting. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Take the bend out of the knees if you can. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Try not to collapse at the end of this. Hold it till the end. Inhale, the arms by the side. Exhale. Push your heels into the ground. Lift yourself up. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale, rolling down. Arms by your side for inhale, and then just proceed at your own pace. And then we'll come halfway down and hold. You can bring the arms forward if overhead is too challenging. Keep breathing deeply. You can bring your hands onto your chest if you want a little bit more than this, but this is too much. Good job, you guys. And then slowly come down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold, and we'll stay there. Pull those toes toward your head. Press the heels out. Press the backs of the knees toward the ground. And then as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Draw your head away from your tail. As you exhale, pull the belly in toward the spine. Keep the legs strong and engaged. Keep the feet actively flexed. Keep the breath deep and slow. And then roll up again. Reach up. And one more time, lowering down. Arms up or on chest or forward. All the way down. Arms by your side. Relax the feet and legs. Feel the body breathing. Now we're going to bring the knees to the chest. And we're going to try to rock and come all the way up to standing. So if your feet are wider than hip width apart, it's maybe a little bit easier. And try to do it without your hands, just with the momentum of the rock. Good. Excellent. Just have the feet a little wider than hip width apart. We'll start with some easy twists, taking the arms out to the side. And we're going to turn, and when we turn to the right, the left hand is going to come to the center of the chest, and we're going to look back at the back thumb, and then we're going to switch. And you're going to coordinate with your breathing. Don't forget to turn your head all the way and really let the momentum of your arm swing back. And slowly come back to center. Just seeing how it feels as we wake up the energy a little bit more. And then now the feet can be hip width apart. And we're going to inhale, arms up and eyes back, and exhale over. Try to do it as rapidly as you can. And just inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. So go at your own pace, but as fast as you're able to. Remember to drop your head at the bottom. Imagine you're looking through your legs to the wall behind you. Last one. Stand with the eyes closed. Feeling sensations, tingling, heat, heart beating, whatever's there. And then slow the breathing down, nice and deliberately, filling the lungs. And then we'll take the arms up, interlace all the fingers except the index fingers, steeple mudra. Inhale and lift tall. Exhale, bring the hips to the right and the arms to the left. You can let your head rest on that left arm if that feels good to you. And then really press down into your right foot. and use your left hand to lengthen your right arm, pulling. So I notice as soon as I pull and lengthen, I get a deeper breath right away. So see what happens in your body. Inhale up. Exhale the other way. And I do want to give this option. If it feels too challenging for you, you can always bring the right hand down onto your thigh, and that may make it feel a little bit just easier to sustain. And if you are in the steeple mudra, then the right hand is pulling the left arm long, and we're all grounding into that outer left foot, feeling the breath finding its way up inside those left ribs. Beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale the arms down. Clasp the hands behind you. Start with the hands resting on the lower back and the elbows bent, and then pull the hands apart and notice what that does to the shoulder blades and the shoulders. So staying in this position and then pulling the hands away from each other. Good. Now we'll step the legs wide. Straighten the arms. Lift them away from the body. Take a breath in, and we're going to exhale and fold halfway over with the body straight. The gaze at the ground, lifting the hands up. Breathing slowly, deeply. And when you exhale, see if that space between the shoulder blades can soften and sink in. And then on your next exhale, fold all the way over, dropping your head, lifting your arms even more if you're able to. And then release the hands, bring them to the ground, and walk them forward. Keep going forward until it feels like your heels almost want to come off the ground. So go as far forward as you can without lifting the heels. Nice stretch in the calves, and then drop your head down. So a wide-legged downward dog. And then push forward with the fingers and back through the hips. And then drop the left hip down. Almost like you're looking at your right foot. And then drop the right hip down. Good. And then lift your head, look between your hands, bend your elbows, and slowly dip the elbows down toward the ground, and then straighten. And then slowly dip the elbows down and straighten. I mean, keep your elbows in line with your shoulders and your wrists. Keep the hands shoulder width apart. And when you bend the elbows, they don't go any wider than your wrists already are. Beautiful. Good. Now let's bring the elbows down onto the ground. Step the legs back, coming into a forearm plank. Dropping the hips so that they're level with the shoulders and the heels. So the feet are behind you, hip width apart. Step the feet back, hip width apart. We're coming into a forearm plank. So glad I can see you guys, because I don't always know when I'm not making sense. So the legs are straight back behind you like a plank. Plank, hips down, hips down, hips down, Ming, hips down, plank, plank, down. And then Michael, can you get your hips off the ground? Not that down. And Kelly, yours looks good, but maybe you can step your feet a little closer together. So we're having the feet hip width apart. You can always modify planks by having your knees on the ground. That's always an option. Okay, now we're going to go hand, hand, elbow, elbow. Hand, hand, elbow, elbow. Working the strength in those shoulders. Do it on your knees. If you need to do it on your knees, that's fine. You're still going to get the benefit. One more, and then we'll hold in a traditional plank on the hands. That's good. That's a good plank, Michael. See, even on the knees, it still can be a really good plank, as long as there's a straight line from whatever's on the ground to the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to take it into a side plank. If you want to stay on your knees, then you just have your right knee on the ground and your left leg extended out straight. If you want to be on both feet are on the ground. We're turning to the left, and we're going to take the left arm up. Now I'm going to give some options, because I know Ming likes to do whatever crazy things I might throw at her. So you can wrap your first two fingers around your left big toe and send that leg up in the air. And then we'll come down and switch to the other side. And then we'll come down, back into plank, back onto the ground, and let's come onto our bellies. You can just rest your forehead on your stacked hands for a moment. And feeling the body breathing with the ground. And then bend the knees. Bring the bottoms of the feet together And take the knees out to the side. Take the knees as wide as they'll go. Bottoms of the feet touching. Soles touching each other. And then try to lower your ankles toward the floor. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Press into your hands. Lift your torso up. Okay. Try to sink your hips even lower. That's it. Good. And then release your feet. Curl your big toes under on the floor if you can. Lift your knees. Press back into downward dog. Feet hip width apart. Hands shoulder width apart. Sinking the chest. Pressing the hips back. Drop the head. Let's bring the left hand over to the right calf, shin or ankle. Wrap the hand around. Take a breath in and then exhale, pull, rolling the ribs under you and to the right. Look under your right arm. And then release that hand down. Bring the right hand to the left lower leg. And exhale, pull, turning the ribs to the left. Or turn the hand back. Inhale, look forward, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it up between the hands. We'll leave the back heel off the ground. Lift the torso up. We'll take Venus lock, interlacing the thumbs, spreading the fingers wide, taking the arms up, pulling the hands apart, sink the hips low, press the left heel back, tuck the tailbone forward. Slow, long breaths. Almost like the breath is stretching the front of that left hip longer. And release. Bring the hands down. Step the right leg back. Inhale, look forward, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it up between the hands. Now, when you cross your thumbs, my apologies for not reminding you to look which way you did it before, but just do it whichever way you're not inclined to, the one that feels less natural. And then if you're ambidextrous, you may not have a way that feels less natural. I'm sorry. And then sink your hips. Press back through your right foot, really, really lengthening the front of that leg. And then tailbone under, hands pull apart. Breath long, sinking. Michael, straighten your right leg even more. Yeah. That looks great. Really. All three of you look beautiful. I'm sure you do too, Patty. Wish I could see you. Good. And then bring the hands down. Step the back foot forward and fold. And we'll soften the knees. Take opposite elbows and just swing from side to side. Come center. Release the hands. Tuck the chin. Roll yourself up. Bringing the arms up. Inhale. Exhale the hands to the heart. Let's bend the knees. Feel the weight sinking into the feet. The tailbone dropping. The breath slow. The mind completely absorbed in the flow of the breath. And then on an inhale, the arms will open out to the side. On the exhale, the left arm will wrap under the right arm. Backs of the hands toward each other or palms of the hands together. Sink down into the knees. Drop your weight into your left foot. Take your gaze past your hands to a spot that you can rest your attention on. But rest your awareness on your breathing. That's going to keep the mind steady, which in turn will keep the body steady. And then when you're ready, lift that right leg, wrap it over. If you can hook the foot around, go ahead. The more you bend the knee, the easier that is. And then sit down in it. And you use your hand as a rudder. So if you start to feel like you're falling, press the opposite direction. Drop the tailbone, lift the elbows. I like that, Kelly. Your foot fell out of the pose, but your body and your mind stayed in it. That's what I like to see. That's great. And release. Good job. And just come to stillness with your eyes closed. See if that created a sense of steadiness in the body, agitation. See if the mind is quieter. Maybe the mind is judgy or critiquing. Just be aware. I love balancing poses because they really show us the power of the mind. Let the knees bend if they're not already. Take the arms out to the side as you inhale. Exhale, wrap the left one under the right, backs of the hands toward each other, palms wrap around if possible. And then start to find stillness. Don't be in a hurry to go into the pose. First, sink down into your feet, bending your knees, and then shift weight into your right foot. And wait till you really feel like the right foot is like a nail in a plank of wood, so solid in there. And then lock your gaze on one spot, and then paying attention to your breath. So you probably have noticed, but I should say it anyway. Once you lift your foot, it kind of tilts your body away from facing front, and then you need to find a new gaze point. And you can lift your elbows and drop your hips. Feel each breath. If your mind is quiet, you'll better be able to catch the first inkling of drifting and adjust before you fall. Okay, and release. Well done. Okay, and just shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. Bounce a little at the knees, let the arms shake out. Maybe breathe out of the mouth. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness, just really feeling kind of like when you shake one of those snow globes and then you set it down and it all starts to settle. Maybe you can feel the equivalent in your body. And then inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, the hands together at the heart as we bend the knees and lift the heels and lower down. And we're going to bring the hands to the floor and come onto the knees. So we're going to come into our half headstand or full headstand for those of you who have that practice. Please don't let the word headstand intimidate you. It's actually one of the easier postures that we do if you're only doing the half headstand. So I'm going to walk my hands back until they're almost slightly behind my shoulders, but shoulder width apart. So the arms are straight for now. And then I'm going to bring the top of my head down so that I'm creating a triangle between my two hands and my head. Now, if you're not engaging your arms, your elbows are going to splay out to the side. We want to keep the elbows in line with the hands and the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, curl the toes under, lift the knees off the ground. And then start to walk your feet forward. And then once the elbows line up over the wrists, you lift your hips, you place your knees on the shelf of your arms, and then the feet will just float off the ground. Actually doesn't require any strength at all because a triangle sustains everything. There's perfect balance in a triangle. So those forearm bones are working into the earth, so you're not using arm muscles. And then if you want to come fully into a headstand, you're going to start to use your abdominal muscles, lifting your feet and then pushing down into the hands. I don't do headstands anymore because it compresses my neck too much, but go ahead. So let me see you guys. I want to see you guys try it. Let me see what's happening with you. Okay. That looks good. That looks great. Excellent. And let's come down and come into child's pose. Very nice. Arms resting by your side. Breath slowing down. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Lift and come back up to standing on the knees. And bring your right hand onto your belly, your left hand onto your chest. Breathe from belly to chest. And then bring the right hand back and take your heel, curl the toes under if you don't reach. Take your waist if you still don't reach. And then really let your weight settle there. And then release the left hand. Find your other heel or your waist if you're on your waist. And drop the head back. Press the hips forward. Lift the heart with the breath. And bring your left hand onto your heart. Look over your right shoulder. Lift your right hand back up onto your belly. And bring your hands to the ground. Cross your ankles behind you. Come and sit behind your feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Long, slow breath. And inhale, roll up, reach the arms up. Exhale down. Notice the cross of your legs and bring the opposite leg on top or inside. Inhale up, exhale over. Can you feel the body expanding as you breathe in, releasing as you breathe out? And inhale, coming up, reach up. Exhale down. Plant your feet in front of you. You can straighten your legs and shake them out if you need to do that first. See what your knees might want. Ultimately, we're going to come here with the feet planted, the arms forward on the chest or up, slowly lowering down. Once you get your head on the ground, take the arms out to the side, lift the knees, and drop them over to the right. Turn your head to the left. And you might want to give yourself an adjustment by bringing your right hand onto your left leg and pulling it down. Or if it's already down, the right hand can go at the very top of that left thigh, and you can push away from you, lengthening the lower back. And release the hand if you're using it. Inhale the knees up. Exhale them over to the other side. Turn your head to the right. And again, you can, but you don't have to. Use that left hand to make a little adjustment on your right leg. And then release the left hand if you are using it. Come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Release the feet to the ground. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone. Lower the hips, straighten the legs, shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And then we'll all let the arms rest out away from the body with the palms up. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the body into the ground. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw, slightly parting the lips, softening the face. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, letting go of words and pictures, and just bringing awareness to the sensation of breath. And then we'll even let go of the act of breathing, letting the breath breathe for itself. Seeing if we can pay attention to the breath without controlling it. Without judging it. Just letting each breath bring you deeper into a state of relaxation. Letting go of thoughts, letting go of body, letting go, letting go, letting go. to your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Feeling the ground massaging your back. Feeling the mind waking up again. Wake the body up a little more, bringing the bottoms of the feet together and the palms together. Rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then roll over onto either side. Rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground. Notice any amount of wakefulness, any amount of relaxation. Notice the mood that's there. Just be with how you feel and what you feel. And then slowly start to lift yourself up. Let your head come up last. Come into any comfortable seated posture. Sinking down into the sit bones. Lifting through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.